fuck you, Bruno. One hit kill. About to get level 100 pretty soon, and go fuck yourself. Ah. Oh. Ah. Sorry about that. Playing some Pokemon here. It's a fun game. Got a virtual console. Kick ass, I might add. Because virtual console always kicks ass. I apologize. So, guys, I am very sorry that I have not been able to upload any videos within pretty much all month. The last video I made was my NXT predictions. I couldn't even make a WrestleMania predictions, although I will say exactly how many predictions I got right out of all the matches that were announced for the pre-show and the actual show itself once I get to the review later on, hopefully today. But this is my NXT Takeover Dallas review. And holy shit, this was an awesome show. I mean, fuck me. This show was the cat's ass. And by that I mean it was awesome. Again, I apologize for not getting this up sooner, but at least I'm getting it up and not reviewing it at all. Don't worry, guys, I have not stopped making videos. That is not in my agenda. However, I've been barreling in college work, and today is the first time in actually quite a while that I'm actually able to get to making a video without worrying myself half to death about something. So, with that said, let's get on with our NXT TakeOver Dallas review. First of all, guys, I loved this show. The show was fucking awesome. The show kicked all kinds of ass, and it was probably the best show of the year, all wrestling companies period. It's probably only rivaled by Wrestle Kingdom 10 by New Japan, and their show was like a WrestleMania, but it also had a couple booking decision problems, relatively minor ones though, and I'll get to the booking problems in the WrestleMania card. But fuck, this was an awesome kick-ass show. Like I was saying, WrestleMania Kingdom 10, that had the 3-part main event. Katsuyori Shibata and Tomohiro Ishii, which was for one of the stiffest brawls I've ever seen. I mean, seriously, these guys look like they hurt each other a lot. And 2 bona fide 5-star matches after that. AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura, and for the IWGP Intercontinental title, and Kazuchika Okada versus Hiroshi Tanahashi for the IWGP title. Those were epic main events, and that was an epic show. Just a step down from Wrestle Kingdom 9 last year, but it was a great show. But that's not what what I'm saying is TakeOver Dallas might actually rival or even surpass that. This show was fucking awesome and nearly perfect in so many ways. And I say nearly because of one little thing, and I'll get to that. And I'm not even going on a notepad here because there was only 5 matches on the card. It was really easy for me to remember. We start off with a NXT Tag Team Championship match between the defending champions Dash and Dawson, Scott Wilder and no, not Scott Wilder. God, why did I think Scott Wilder's? Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder. Scott Wilder. Oh, I'll call my future kid that. Oh God. But anyway, seriously, Dash and Dawson defending the NXT Tag Team Championships against the best tag team that WWE has right now in American Alpha, Chad Gable and Jason Jordan. This was a great match. Definitely the best tag team match for the tag team titles, at least that I've watched since the launch. Because there have been some matches that I've been wanting to watch, but I haven't gotten to, which was Neville and Corey Graves against Harper Eric Harper and Eric. There I go again. Eric Harper, Luke Harper and Eric Rowan. I'm being a dumbass today. That was, from what I hear, that may have been a great match. There were probably some great matches before, but starting from the launch on the WWE Network, this was the best tag team match that they've had yet. Not surprising considering the fact that American Alpha is in many ways very similar to the world's greatest tag team with Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. But this was a great match. There was only one botched spot, which you could tell was botched, but they at least tried. It was like a doomsday device kind of move, except instead of the person just standing there in the electric chair, it was going to be a power bomb. But I think I got like a couple like Botchamania chants, but they quickly quieted down because they knew what they were watching was awesome. American Alpha won the tag team title match. This was a great match. New tag team champions, and already we started off the show with a bang. And I predicted that this was going to be a better show than WrestleMania, and so far so good. Next match was the only disappointing match on the show. It was the in-ring debut, at least live in-ring debut of Austin Aries against Baron Corbin. This match here was an okay match. I mean, Aries and Corbin tried, but I guess the chemistry just wasn't there. They didn't have enough time to work. I mean, this was an okay match, but the problem with the match was that it felt a little too short, and it was too, the ending was too surprising. I mean, people didn't expect that ending yet, and that's why the reactions at the end of the match were kind of mixed. No brainbuster from Austin Aries. No end of days from Baron Corbin. Not even, I don't think Aries even did the his submission move. I forget what it's called, but you know what it looks like if you watch Austin Aries in TNA. Yeah, it was just an okay match. It wasn't a bad match, but it wasn't like a great or even that good of a match. It was just an alright match. And it was one of the low points of the show. There was 2 low points of the show. I'll get to one, and I'll get to the other one later. Well, technically 3, but 2 of them were kind of mixed together. But let's get on to what everyone predicted the match of the night was going to be. And a possible 5-star match. And guess what? 5-star match, bitches. Shinsuke Nakamura making his badass in-ring debut against Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn passing the torch along to Nakamura. What I want to know is, can we expect more badassery from Nakamura in NXT? The answer is, fuck yeah, we can. I mean, God. This match was so awesome. It was so amazing. And we've already had 3 5-star matches from all the companies this year that we have. Nakamura and Styles, Okada and Tanahashi, and Nakamura and Zayn. 2 5-star matches in the span time of just a few months from Nakamura. Fucking awesome. Awesome. But I digress. But this match was an amazing match. The entrance for Shinsuke Nakamura is actually one of the best entrances, if not the best entrance that we have, aside from maybe The Undertaker or Brock Lesnar, just by virtue of being Brock Lesnar. But it was just a fucking amazing match. The chemistry was there. The storytelling was superb. The in-ring wrestling was amazing. Nakamura looked damn fine and impressive in the ring. Unlike Austin Aries, which I can partially blame on his opponent, Baron Corbin, in some ways, Nakamura had the perfect opponent for Sami Zayn. And what a hell of a way to make an impression. Your first match in, 5 stars already. I mean, holy shit. Sorry, usually I have water with me, but I don't. So we might have to actually take a trip into the kitchen while I'm recording. But it wasn't just a storytelling made match because it was Nakamura's first match in NXT, but it was also Sami Zayn's last. After the match was over, Nakamura won. Sami Zayn stood in the middle of the ring alone and just sucked in all the crowd reaction that the NXT crowd gave them. And he slowly walked up the aisleway. This was perfect storytelling from beginning to end. Of course, this may be just me, but I don't recall a single botched spot in the match. And if there was, it was relatively minor. This was just an amazing match. If you guys have not seen this match, you have to see it. It is fucking awesome. The next match we had was a surprising match, which didn't not shock me, but I just didn't see it coming that much. Sorry. Next, we had the NXT Women's Championship match with Bayley and Asuka. Bayley defending the NXT Women's Championship against Asuka. Asuka won the title. Simply straight put it. None of us thought it would happen. We thought it would be a prolonged feud. Because, give these women more matches. But it's like, no. This was an amazing match. Match was freaking fantastic. Not nearly as great as Nakamura and Zayn, but still great. Definitely one of the best women's matches we have in WWE. Man, I'm tired today. I don't know what it is. But still, this match was absolutely great, especially for Bayley and Asuka. It wasn't and it was a great match for several reasons. One, Bayley told the story of defending the championship against someone who is not to be fucked with. Asuka's like the female version of Brock Lesnar. You do not want to find her in an alleyway. Hell, even though she's a woman and she looks kind of cute and everything, I would be afraid to have sex with her in bed. It's just crazy. But, yeah, oh god, I'm sorry. Yes, now that I have that image into your heads, it'll never leave you, you're welcome. This was a great match. A lot of people didn't see the ending coming because they just didn't think that Bayley was gonna lose. And you could then watch Bayley and Asuka. You can tell they tried to get the crowd into the cross-faced chicken wing, I believe what it was. The Asuka lock, which is one of the most brutal submission moves they have, and you could tell they tried. They prolonged it, but the crowd just wasn't. They just didn't believe that Bayley was gonna lose. And when Bayley did, lose, people were, at first they were shocked. They're like, no way, this is not happening. It's almost similar to Undertaker losing to Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 30, though not nearly that impactful. And it only lasted for a few seconds, because after the crowd sucked in what just happened, they cheered. They cheered for Asuka. And the look on Bayley's face when she was outside the ring was almost sad. It's like, how could I lose? I tried my best, but I lost. What happened? And the match itself was great. Everything about it was fantastic. Asuka looked great here. Bayley looked very great here. Okay, it's not as great as Sasha Banks versus Bayley or the Triple Threat Women's match at WrestleMania a couple nights later, but it was nearly on that level. It was a different kind of match almost. And I got to give these women props here. That was probably the second, maybe third best match on the show. Even if they were the fourth, this was a night of great matches, with the exception of Aries and Corbin. I don't know what happened there, honestly. I really don't. Great match. Izzy, if you cried after the match, I do not feel sorry for you, because you do not matter. Okay, maybe I shouldn't be that mean. Izzy does matter, but the fact that they're making her this, like, mini star on WWE cameras, that's BS. Remember NXT Kids, or when kids are commentating or some shit? Yeah, fuck that. Man, I really am tired today. Last match of the night was Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe. Now, don't get me wrong, I love this match. I really, really did. Probably the second best match of the night, but one big problem. Two problems, actually, that they rectified last night, believe it or not. Which was too late. I don't know why, but... So, the first 30 seconds of the match, Joe... It was Finn Balor defending the NXT Championship against Samoa Joe. Now, Joe accidentally bled because I believe he hit the turnbuckle face first, but something went wrong. And he got a cut, I mean, like right... If I had to give a approximate place, it'd be like right here on the eye. Like right literally above the eye. And he was bleeding a gusher. And Stephanie McMahon was in the crowd. And I'll get to the crowd people later. Stephanie was in the crowd. And she wasn't happy, not because she was bleeding, but because when they tried... The second time doctors tried to patch up the blood, Joe shoved one of the doctors. That did not make Stephanie look happy at all. And even though they didn't actually show a picture of Stephanie not being happy, the Saw Monster was there. Saw Monster sounds off. That guy, he was there, and he could tell. And he was in the crowd. He was actually pretty close to where Stephanie was, and pretty close to the ring, nearly on the front row. So, and he saw that Stephanie was not happy at all. In fact, she almost looked pissed, which I can understand why, but when you're a wrestler in the moment, you got to give them a break. Joe, and the two things happened in this match that pissed me off, even though I thought it was a great match still. One, Joe kept on bleeding so much that the doctors repeatedly had to stop the match, and they stopped the flow of the match. It could have been an even greater match, even with the blood, but if they just allowed it to bleed, it could have been a really wonderful match. But instead, no. We need to stop the blood. We need to stop it, like, right now. And Joe was definitely pissed off. That you could tell on his face. He was pissed when they tried to clean him up. And I'll bet you, as part of the breaking the flow of the match, Finn Balor probably wasn't even happy either. So what happened? So it was just not. It was ruining the flow of the match, but the match itself was still great. It was still fun. It was still exciting. It still had its cool moments. And the second thing that happened in this match, Finn Balor hit the coup de grace, went for the Bloody Sunday, which was a double underhook brainbuster. But Joe countered, went for a coquina clutch. Finn, I believe, countered. I think it's going by memory. Finn, I believe, countered and was able to stun Joe enough so that way he could hit the Bloody Sunday. 1, 2, 3. Finn Balor still your NXT champion. I only have one complaint from this one. Joe was on a fucking house of fire. Why? I mean, seriously, why should Joe lose? Joe already lost at TakeOver London. He got another shot. Joe lost again. And it's almost like, why should Joe get another chance at the title, almost? It's like freaking ludicrous to me. I mean, Finn Balor at this point should have been on the main roster. He should have been on the main roster probably that Monday night on Raw after WrestleMania, after he lost the NXT title to Samoa Joe. Why would he win over Samoa Joe? I don't get it. I really don't. Now, I really don't get it. Now, I will admit, they did slightly rectify this situation, although obviously it was several weeks too late. Because, and it's almost weird that I'm recording this today, because last night, as of recording this video, Samoa Joe at a house show won the NXT Championship from Finn Balor. They even have footage of it on WWE.com and their YouTube channel. I saw it. And I was almost scratching my head. I'm like, okay, I'm a big Samoa Joe fan. I'm glad Samoa Joe won. But one thing I want to know is why, if Joe is going to be the champion, why have him lose at TakeOver Dallas? I don't get it. I don't get why Joe lost at TakeOver Dallas. Now, I think I know what happened. I think what happened is they realized that either two things are going to happen, because we're building up to Payback this a couple weeks from now, and either one or three things is going to happen due to the recent debut of Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson, two members of the Bullet Club. One of three things are going to happen. Hopefully, one of three things are going to happen. One, they align themselves with AJ Styles and become the trio of the former Bullet Club, which they're probably going to call it something else. Two, they're going to align themselves with Roman Reigns and form the Roman Empire. Or three, and maybe the result at the end of this house show indicated this, Finn Balor will make his debut at Payback, or maybe the Monday Night Raw before, and turn heel, and become the Prince Devitt sort of character like he was in Japan. Because he showed a lot more personality as Prince Devitt in Japan. Not so much as Finn Balor in NXT. He's fun, but just not as much. And, you could have Finn Balor debut, have them align themselves with Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows, and feud with AJ Styles. And I hope they do, and I hope they don't do this for several reasons, which I'm not even going to get into. Feud with Roman Reigns. I mean, Vince sees some potential in Finn Balor, I believe. I think that's the idea. The idea is that they see potential in Finn Balor. But they gotta do it now. The guy's not in his mid to late 20s. He's like 34. He's 34, 35. Do it now. Push him now. Don't fuck him over. And with that said, it's like, why else would Samoa Joe win an NXT house show unless they might have plans for Finn Balor, whether on NXT or the main roster? Because for a while we were predicting that it was going to be Finn Balor versus Shinsuke Nakamura, a match that I don't think we ever saw in Japan. If they did, I apologize, because I just wasn't watching so much when Balor was there, or Prince Devitt was there. And it's just that kind of a thing. Will he face Nakamura? Will he stay on NXT a little while longer? Much like Kevin Owens, much like Sami Zayn. Or will he continue to just stay on NXT? Or will he just make a transition right to the main roster and no more Finn Balor on NXT? Um, so, but that, yeah, so it's a lot of questions. And finally, WWE has a storyline in their hands where they can keep us guessing. We want to guess what's going to happen without actually knowing what's going to happen. This is part of the fun. Something, and this is just by mere coincidence that they get Gallows and Anderson there. They have their first leader, Prince Devitt, or Finn Balor now as he is called, going up to the main roster. AJ Styles was the leader after Devitt, and Roman Reigns is acting a little dickish and might turn heel. You have a plethora of things to do. Now, there's also two other things that could happen. One, AJ Styles wins the title clean at Payback, and Roman Reigns snaps and turns heel and attacks him. Or two, and the one that I dread more than any of them, Roman Reigns wins clean as the babyface, and people boo the shit out of him. Yeah. So, guys, after that Aftermath thing, overall thoughts on NXT Takeover Dallas. I thought it was a great show. Best show of the year, except maybe for Wrestle Kingdom 10. Still trying to decide which one's better. All of them great matches except for Corbin and Aries, and even that wasn't even that bad of a match, just an okay match. I hope maybe one of these days these guys can give us a 10 out of 10 show. Because this was like a 9 or a 9.5, but the booking decision of Balor winning and how mediocre Aries and Corbin was kind of dumbs it down just a little bit. But still, amazing show, guys. You need to check it out. Of course, ratings are going to be in the info section below, probably a little later on after I upload this thing. Or maybe not, I don't know. So, guys, comment, like, and subscribe. And go to the inbox below and go to my ask.fm page. Ask me any questions you want. Until next time, guys, I will see you later. My WrestleMania review.